All right, folks. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone's ready to jump into another 2 weeks of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. My name is Voodoo Val, and I'm going to be your host for these challenges. And I'm very excited because you guys know that I like to get a little spooky. You guys know I like to get a little creepy, a little strange. And this DCC is running into October. It's running into Prime Spook Month. So it's gonna be interesting. I see Chad Rolfs in the chat. General Kenobi, hello there. It's good to see you, my friend. I see Valder, Quartus, it's good to see you. Frank, Viola, Cody Bear, it's good to see you, Cody. Ralph, Susan, it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces in the chat. If you are over on the YouTube channel and you are wondering who the heck is Voodoo Val saying hi to, I don't see any of these people here. It is because I am over on behance.net/live and I'm reading the Behance chat. If you'd like to chat with me, talk with me, ask any questions, and make any new friends, you will have to be over on the Behance chat to see where the party's at. I do have it up though, so I can say Luckman, Krish, Nikhil, all you folks, please come over to behance.net/live because I would love to be able to see you. October in what, 2 days? Indeed. Vibing with the hair. Thanks, guys. It's large. It's like a big head of hair. It's sometimes hard to like leave it down for these streams, but somebody said it was a cool thing. So I was like, maybe I'll do that. But anyways, I'd like to get into what you folks can expect from the Daily Creative Challenge and talk to you a little bit about what I am going to be cooking up for you guys. If you head over to a funny little page called the Photoshop Creative Challenge landing page, which looks like this. This is at behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. You basically will see here it says that I am going to be teaching from September 28th to October 9th. And if I scroll down here, you get a little how does it work section. You can click this big blue button that says, hi, take the challenge, and you will basically register for the challenge. And then you can see where all of our challenges will be unlocked. So if you are new to this sort of thing and you're wondering, okay, I want to do the challenges, but why can't I see them? We unlock a new challenge every day at 8 in the morning, Pacific time, or around thereabouts. So tomorrow you will be able to show up here. You can see it has the date at the top of all of our boxes. You'll be able to show up. This will be transformed into a brand new tile that has the brief description of our challenge. It will have a get started button so that you can actually download some files that I have prepared for you to follow along with me. And then you will also get a button where it can say, or where it says that you can watch the live streams, and that either means it'll bring you to the current live stream where I'm live if you happen to jump on there at about 9 a.m., which is when I go live, 9 a.m. Pacific time for these challenges, or it'll bring you to the VOD, which is awesome. So you guys can easily find all of the past broadcasts and get all the information that you need. Michelle, hello. Mia, Ariana, Dulcie, it's good to see you. Mercurial, your name just sounds like a superhero. I just have to say, I feel like everyone in chat is thinking of it. Like, Mercurial sounds like a super, like, master of the universe, and it's awesome. So welcome in. It's good to see you. Steve, it's good to see you as well. Alejandro, hello. Welcome in, friends. So yeah, that is where you can get all of the information for how to join the challenge. You can also join the Discord, which is located right here, bit.ly/psdiscord. You got to make sure that P and that S are capitalized, otherwise you may be sent to the wrong Discord server. But you can join this and you can post all of your daily challenges at the beginning of every challenge. I make a habit of pulling up the Discord and actually highlighting all of your work on the stream, so that everyone can see it. And there's also mentors in the Discord that will go through and give as many people feedback on their challenge entries as possible, which is super awesome. And the Discord looks like this. Let me pull this up real quick. Ta-da! So this is the Discord, and there's a lot of different things going on in this Discord. If I bump us over here with the power of magic, you guys can see on this left-hand side, I have news creative challenge going live, and this is really cool because the news channel will allow you to kind of stay up to date with everything that is happening. If we need to make like a quick announcement to you, you can see our buddy Gus and Sam, they are in here making any announcements that we need, any changes to schedules, things like that. You can come into the creative challenge page. Now this is, if you've never taken a daily creative challenge before, and you are unfamiliar with what everything looks like, this is what the tiles will appear as once they're unlocked. So if I go back over here to our DCC page, these locked tiles here, they will look like this when they're unlocked. So you'll have like the Photoshop icon there, so you know that you're on the right daily creative challenge page. It'll tell you which challenge it is, what the challenge is called. It'll have a nifty little icon for you, and then it'll tell you, like this one for example, create a surreal portrait using blending modes, masks, and layers, which is from the previous round of challenges. So every morning the new challenge will be announced here, and there will be a link to the starter file, and there will also be a link to the stream so that you can check out the stream, which makes it all really easy to get to in one place, which is super amazing. And then there's also the going live thing. So you guys can see Valder, our wonderful friend Valder, just tweeted in here just a few minutes ago, actually. Everyone, Voodoo Val will be live for the welcome stream in 5 minutes, and there's a link there. So not only will you have a record of kind of when the challenges are going to be unlocked and what the challenges are. If you have your Discord set to give you notifications, you will also get a message just before I go live, about 5 minutes before I go live, and before other instructors go live as well. So it's a pretty awesome kind of thing that we've got going on in here. You guys can also get some cool pro tips. There's some read-only channels. There's a welcome page that kind of shows you what all of these different channels are. So you can actually click in here. I don't know if anybody knew that. If you're not as familiar with Discord, you may not have known that, but you can actually come through here. And when you're reading this welcome page, if you decide you want to go to the creative challenge, you can just click it and it'll take you there, which is awesome. But this right here, let me go to our feedback section. In the feedback section, this is where you really want to pay attention, because the current challenge is where everyone is going to be posting their challenges that they finish alongside whoever the current instructor is. So you can post it here. If you're late and you're doing a completely different round of challenges, you can come into the past challenge tab and you can start posting challenge entries in there. This one from PSP is super awesome. Very well done. I don't remember which challenge this was, but this is super nifty. So well done, PSP. And then you can also post in the Design Other. So Design Other is really cool because this is for your own work, essentially. This is for your own pieces and stuff that you're just working on your own, and people post work here, and they just get feedback from various members of the Discord and from mentors and stuff. So it's kind of a really nice place just to get feedback in general, and better yourselves, and make friends, obviously. And then we have a bunch of like chatting areas here as well. You can introduce yourself, you can chat with anybody who's in there, and just, you know, space for general conversation. You can go to the challenge suggestions and you can submit challenge ideas here. This is a really awesome place to be because as somebody who teaches the daily creative challenges, and I know that the other instructors feel the same way, it is really awesome to be able to come in here and look at what you guys are really looking to learn from the DCCs, and then try and incorporate some of your ideas into our list of challenges that we design. And so you guys may notice that for the next 2 weeks, I will be doing some challenges that I've tried to take as many ideas from there as I can, just to make sure that, you know, not only are we having fun and doing challenges, but I'm doing things that are specifically catered to what you folks want to learn. So please continue using that channel. It is very helpful for me, and in turn, I think very helpful for the community as a whole, because then we have our challenges geared toward what everybody wants. So yeah, just jump in there, kind of explore around, see what you can find, see who you can meet, things like that. It's a really cool place to be. Now, we still have a little bit of time, because this is our welcome stream. This is the stream where I talk to you guys, let you know where you can find all of the assets, everything that you need in order to traverse the Photoshop DCC waters, essentially. But one thing that I would like to do today, because even though we don't have a challenge, that doesn't mean that we don't have any fun work to do. One thing that I would really like to do is create a cover for one of my Behance projects, because many of you may be uploading all of these challenge entries to like one huge project on your Behance. Some of you may do a new Behance project for every 2-week round of challenges, but whatever you do, you may need a pretty cool cover, and that's something that we can do on day one while we're waiting and getting prepared for our coming challenges. So I am actually going to jump on in to Behance, but first of all, I'm going to pop over to my profile. Or excuse me, I'm going to jump into Photoshop, but before I do that, I would like to jump over to my profile to go over what we're essentially going to do. So I have all of these covers on my own projects. I try to make the covers, like I have my one Photoshop DCC thing here, which I really like that cover, but you know, you folks may not have covers, so we're going to try and create something. I like to make sure that all of my covers, number one, are sized properly. That's very important. The standard, I actually pulled up the standard for a Behance cover. They are uploaded and viewed at 202 pixels by 158 pixels, but you need to upload an original file for that cover that is at least 808 pixels by 632 pixels, which is kind of an odd ratio, but that's what it is. So we got to make sure that we size our covers properly so that we don't get any strangeness when it comes to how it crops. However, I will let you know that when you do upload something, if it is the wrong ratio, you do actually have the option within Behance to crop from the edges a little bit, which is pretty cool. You can zoom in and out and situate it if you do happen to get the ratio wrong, but it's best just to start out with the proper ratio. Note to self, 808 by 632. Excellent, Chad. Yes. I like the letters effect for the PSDCC cover photo. Well, William, I'm so glad that you do. The letters were actually a Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge for the 2 weeks during which I actually made this. If I go into that, there should actually be, yeah. So I have like the whole banner, and I made this banner in one of the challenges, which you can go back and watch. And instead of Photoshop, though, I put Guardians because it was supposed to be like kind of Back to the Future or like Guardians of the Galaxy inspired. So definitely check those out because I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So another thing, we talked about size for our covers. Another thing is your cover for your project really should show, I'm actually going to bump myself over here again with more magic so I don't cover everything I'm talking to you about. Another thing that's really important is making sure that your cover represents your project well. And this is something that a lot of our designers and hosts have talked about when we have done like portfolio reviews in the past and things like that. Typically, I think I only have the one project here that doesn't have text on it, but I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory because it's, you know, Mandalorian stuff. And of course, you do get the title when you hover over, you know. But one thing that I really try to do is make sure that whatever my cover is, it represents what I'm trying to show very well. Because sometimes folks put like a graphic design piece there, and when I click it, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll look at this, and then I open it up and I find that there's so much content within that project, but it really doesn't show on the surface. And so there might be a lot of people out there who would be super interested in taking a look at your project, at your showcase. But if your cover doesn't show kind of a good collection or like a good representation of what your viewers can expect, some people may never click on it. So one way that I have done that is like my assorted work icon here. I have tons and tons of work in this. This is just where I put all of my finished paintings as I go along, but I've made it kind of a collage of pieces, so it's not just the one artwork. Now people can look at it and be like, oh, there's a bunch of different stuff in here. I will click on this and I will look at this. For my environments, I wanted there to be like at least one little crop image of my favorite piece from there, but not the entire piece, because I want people to say, oh, I want to see the rest of this image, and then click in there and say, okay, there's like way more pieces in here and I'm gonna look at these pieces, you know. So you kind of want to lure people in. And you know, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but sometimes people do, you know? So this is really kind of a good thing to keep in mind. So think about how you are going to present your projects, and this is not just with the DCC, but any case studies that you ever do. Think about how you're going to present your project, the kind of content that you're going to have in there, and make your cover, I would say, almost look like a part of your project. For example, I have my Star Wars icon for my Star Wars fan art, and I put some characters on there so it doesn't just say Star Wars. Like, you can see a sample of some of the work that's going to be in the project, and then when you select it, I've designed the project to look like what my cover art is. So when you scroll through, there's tons of different things in there, and it all looks very cohesive. So that's my advice for size, for the creation of your cover. And now I do have some time left, so I'm going to open up Photoshop. Let me grab, I'm going to say create new. And when I create a new project, for those of you who are new to Photoshop, this is where you can first of all create your project and size everything properly. I like to make sure everything's at 300 DPI because I most likely will end up printing most of what I paint. I am a painter, I am an illustrator, I do graphic art as well, but a majority of the work that I do is paintings, and I may eventually want to make them available as a print or create a sticker or whatever. So I always do 300 DPI because that's the bare minimum for printing quality. And then, like I said, we're going to do 808 by 632, I think that was. Let's see. Yes, 632. 632. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to say create. And then we have our little cover here. So you can pretty much do whatever you want. I will tell you that for this challenge, like I said, I like to get a little spooky. I like to get a little creepy, and we are going, you know, from the end of September straight into October with these challenges. So the challenges that I have for you are split into like themes for the 2 weeks. This week we are going to be focusing on doing some interesting effects and kind of manipulating photos to look creepy and scary. But all next week we're doing kind of a continuous 5-day project called the Hillside Manor, which is we're going to be designing different aspects of like a spooky haunted house scene, and then using all of the techniques that we have learned throughout the 2 weeks to make one final project together, which is like kind of spooky. So we're going to be doing like animations, we're going to be, you know, creating like, you know, tombstones and doing like dramatic lighting, making images, you know, go from being pictured during the day to being like dramatic nighttime scenes and stuff like that. So if you want to create a cover for that, I would say go with some spooky stuff, you know? I'm at home in the darkness, Mia says. Then you're already on track. We are already creepy enough. Plus design, hello, it's good to see you. Now, obviously, we are coming to kind of the end of our broadcast, but I am going to do like, I'm just going to sketch here because I don't have the time to do like a perfect, wonderful design for the cover, but I would really like to show you how to upload your cover before we take off here, for those of you who maybe have never designed your projects before on Behance. So I am going to snag a brush. I want to make sure there we go. Thing is selected here. So I maybe will have some of the images like from our starter files included in my cover. You guys will be getting like kind of a scary, spooky house and some things like that to edit along with me. So I imagine that my cover will probably have like the spooky house, and then maybe like a dramatic moon kind of peeking over my house, and I'll have like windows and all this good stuff, you know, happening on the house. I know this is the most amazing house image you have ever seen illustrated before your very eyes. Try to calm down. But so, you know, maybe I have like something like this, if you can use your imaginations and imagine that this is like a really amazing, fabulous photo edit, and boy is it neat. And then maybe I will grab my paint bucket and I will let me use like some blue. I'm just trying to make something for now. We'll get multiply in there, and then with white I will write something somewhere alluding to basically what my project is, and that is, you know, this is the Photoshop DCC. I don't know, however you decide that you're going to do it, but there's our makeshift cover image. Try not to be totally and utterly nervous in the face of my excellent art. Oh yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and save this on my computer. Yes, my storage is called the Sith Holocron. I'm sure that everyone is totally shocked. I'm gonna save this here. I'm gonna call this cover. I'm gonna save it as a JPEG. That's fine. Got a couple of minutes here. Let's see. Did that say? Oh, I hit JPF, not JPEG. Come on. Cover. And before I have to take off, I'm going to upload it. Ta-da! Okay, so now I'm going to come over here to my page. I'm going to say create a project. We can upload a bunch of stuff here. We can add our text. We can add whatever we want. We can say continue. Now when we upload our image, I can navigate to my thing here. Let's go in here. There's my cover. I can say okay. And it's going to load for a second, but there it is. Wow. Wow. So good. And like I said, this actually gave me like the perfect aspect ratio because I made it 808 by 632. But if you did not make it the perfect ratio and you realize, oh darn, this is incorrect and you don't have time to fix it, you can also use this little slider here. It says the zoom level will blur your cover image, so you don't want it to be crazy, but you can do that and you can kind of move it around just in case you do have to zoom in just a little bit and fix any issues. You can say crop and then make sure you put your title, your project tags. You want to add your tools used, and you also want to make sure that you pick some nice categories because this is also how people find your work. So in the tags, one thing that you really want to add is the PS Daily Challenge, because that tag actually allows us to sort all of your awesome work into the same place so that we can take a look at what you guys do on Behance. And there's like a cool little featured section on Behance where all the daily creative challenges go, which is super neat. So please make sure you use that tag so that you can be added to that. And that is all the time that I have. I hope that you guys can create some covers for your project that is as cool as mine. I know it's gonna be hard. But I really appreciate everyone joining me. I hope you all are pumped for a spooky edition of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges. And I will catch you guys tomorrow morning for challenge number 1. So thank you everyone, and I will see you later, alligators. I think that's what the cool kids say these days. Right, Sam? That's a cool thing to say. See you later, alligators. Oh, man.